welcome to Bears Banter. My name is Bernard Muhammad. Today on the broadcast, you have Guy Moore, Tammy Harris, Keith Flournoy, Mo Cross, and my man Mike Quick Alton. We got a victory Sunday. How y'all doing?
Fine.
All good.
Y'all good? Y'all take that victory Sunday?
Yes, sir.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it, but I got a lot of complaints.
Hey, what you say, Mo? Let's go and jump into it. You got a lot of what now?
I got a lot of complaints, man. This was ugly. This was ugly, man. This was the battle of the rebuild. So, I mean, every week I'ma always have something to complain about because this is a young team, a bunch of no names, so to speak. Like I really think they should have just tried to open up the playbook a little bit more for Justin Fields just to see. Because if you look on the other end, you saw Mills. He threw 32 passes. Even though they wasn't accurate, they still gave him a chance, man. So it's like, do y'all really want to see how this kid plays? Or is it, you trying to hold him back and keep him with the training wheels? So.
Okay. Hey, the Bears win the game 23-20 against the Texans. You said, do they want to keep him with the training wheels or what do they want to do? You know what? I was thinking when we was talking offline, I kind of communicated the Bears probably have to decide, are they trying to develop Justin Fields or are they trying to win the game that's at hand?
Right.
I know you would hope that they would be both simultaneous goals, but I'm not sure at times and watching games like this, are you going to be able to develop him at the same time win? Because this game may have kind of showed where the Chicago Bears are at because this team was pretty similar team in my opinion. But anyway, what do y'all want to start at as far as this game? We got a victory Sunday, so it's not like last week.
I think they need to really the thing is every time things change, like the offense has changed, the personnel has changed. With 27, 28 newer players. Opening up the playbook right now kind of may not work for them because you're looking at some of the simple stuff that they can't do. But the only thing that they seem like they're able to do consistently is run the ball. So just like you said, the more so, I think, do you decide on whether you want to develop this brother or do you want to win ball games? You got to pick one of the two because if you're going to develop them, then you're going to be forced to open up the playbook to kind of like give a little variety. But if you want to win football games, then you'll do stuff like they did today, like not run shotgun in the red zone.
Man, that's a Nagy move.
I don't know. I kind of agree with Mo. I think they do need to open up the playbook a bit more. I'm a run girl. I say run it down their throat, and I'm all for that. But you have to be able to mix it up a little bit because you can't become completely predictable. They could have still had an extremely strong running game and an adequate passing game. But what they need to do, instead of just trying to go for big passing plays, they need to I believe it was Mike who used this phrase last year sometime. He said, Tom Brady dinks and doinks his way down the field.
Right.
They need to have Justin doing short, quick passes to the wide receiver and to the tight end. The Bears need to utilize their tight end effectively. So, I mean, I'm not the biggest Tom Brady fan, but I can say one thing he does is know how to use his tight end. He knows how to use his wide receivers too, but I'm just saying he can mix it up and he can go to either to get what is needed. And they need to just, they need to open it up. They need to let him get some confidence because right now he looks pretty shaken. And I want him to succeed, but he looks confused. He looks timid. He looks frustrated. And the more people sit up here and talk about what he's not doing on his passing game, the more that's going to diminish, his confidence for him to be able to break out. So they do need to open up the playbook and design some short, quick passes for him to get some success. When you get the little victories, the larger victories can come. So I think they need to mix it up, but definitely stick with the run most of the time.
Okay.
Well, I kind of disagree with both of those. We're going to have to make a decision on what's most important for us. Is it most important for the Bears to win, or is it most important for the Bears to get top-ranked quarterback and develop Justin Fields, because it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to do both. The Bears have an overpowering offensive line at this point, which means the running game is going to be your best benefit. Today, we almost ran for 300 yards in an NFL game. That's unheard of. So you have to go with your running. That said, Justin Fields threw as many interceptions as Davis Fields did in half the amount of throws. So he had 17 passes versus 32 for Davis Mills. Both of them threw in 2 interceptions. If you wanted to see Justin Fields passing more, you had to be comfortable with getting more of those interceptions and more of those bad reads until either he decides to do something else and we already get a different quarterback.
See,
but he can go for the short, quick passes instead of long.
They're there.
They don't have to be interceptions. They don't have to be.
Okay, I'll take that argument. But what's the difference between a short, quick pass or 8-yard run?
Possibly getting a yard. Possibly getting the yards. I'm just saying, every time you're not going to get 8 yards on a run. Not every time. If it's 3rd and 8, you can't always say, oh, we're going to run the ball. You got to mix it up.
I mean, the thing is, bro, like, if you follow the West Coast football, West Coast offense, all of it is dink and dunk, and your receivers do the rest. It's pretty much, and then you you blow the top off. Basically, the Bears was running typical Bears plays. It's like, okay, we run, and then try to throw deep. And it's like, come on, bro. Like, try to throw the short passes, try to throw some screens. Just get them to warm up, open up, man. Like, when you get Mooney involved, like, yeah, he wasn't separating, but if you throw a couple of quick hitches to him just to warm his feet up, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning of the game, then maybe he'll start catching the ball even more. Because it's like you picking when to throw him the ball after you done ran the ball 10 straight times or something like that, and then you want to throw it. And now the receivers are cold. So it's like, man, either I say just develop, because it's a rebuilding stage. If we win, that's great. But I say develop, especially against a team like the Texans, man. Like, this the time when you open up the playbook, because they team is just like ours. Like, yeah, he did throw those picks. That was unfortunate. Mills threw his 2 picks. But Mills, they threw a lot of short passes. You know what I'm saying? What I've noticed, a lot of quick hitches, quick slants, and they didn't just throw run the ball, then fake the handoff and throw the ball deep. That was just the typical, and our line is not built for that, not for the pass. So
we have a YouTube user, DG Daniel, said QB1 said that in his post-game conference, I played like trash. Thank you for that update, because I did not.
I respect that, though.
Yeah. So let's look at his stats right quick before we go a little further. Justin Fields completed 8 passes out of 17 attempts, 106 yards, 0 TDs, 2 INTs, a 27.7 passer rating, sacked 5 times. What you got, Quick?
That'll win you a ball game. That's that. Hey, I remember growing up, man, and we used to talk about this. Winning is a must. Losing is not acceptable. Cheat if you had to, but always win the ball game. We won the ball game. That's the bottom line.
There you go.
And so when you look at it, in the past years, we were talking about, man, the Bears need to run the ball more.
Ding, ding, ding.
Now we're saying, man, the Bears need to pass the ball more because Justin couldn't do this, he can't do that, and he looks bad in the pass. Well, he still looks bad in the past, and I'll make an excuse for him, but this is my last excuse for him. Came out of high school, went to Georgia, had to learn Georgia's offense. Left Georgia, went to Ohio State, had to learn Ohio State's offense. Came here, Nagy, had to learn Nagy's offense, and now he has to learn Uber Eats offense. It's a lot of stuff that's going on.
Thank you.
He's still serviceable. And we do got to put him in some different avenues. But if we're going to run the ball and just run it straight down somebody's throat, hey, we don't have to throw the ball, people. We just don't have to do it. Because there's a couple things that can happen bad when you throw the ball. One of them's a sack. One of them's an interception. 2 out of 3 is bad. So I would love to see them throw the ball. And I heard Mo say, man, we need to get our receivers to warm up. Dude, our receivers are cold even if they warm up. We got trash as receivers, just so everybody's aware of that. All right, I'm done. Let's move to the next topic.
Okay.
Hey, you know what?
You're not gonna always get 8. You're not always gonna get 8 yards on a run pass on a run.
I didn't say that.
Run. And I'm all for running the ball. That's what I think Chicago historically has done well. We are a run team. We are a defense team. I say that all the time. That's what I truly believe. But you got to have options. Yep. You got to have options.
Yeah, what I'm saying is they get very conservative when they're inside their own 30. They're not opening up that playbook at all. They just want to run it, get it out of there. We're going to play safe. You notice when they start trying to throw the ball, they throw it around the 40 or the 50. That's when they start coming out as an aerial type. But when we inside our own 30, they not throwing that ball at all. They trying to hold on to that thing.
You see how
but you also got like what I was talking about too. Who knows? I mean, all these players can say that they don't listen to the media. They do. You know, he seems like a guy, like I said, is one on every level. Now he's coming here and he's not having that success. Question number 1. Okay, open up the playbook. But how much of the playbook do you know? I mean, 2, if you're going to make some wrinkles in the plays, just like if you look at like these veteran quarterbacks, some of these guys run the most vanilla offense ever, but they're very effective because they got their chances to go downfield, but they got their hot routes. They got their guys utilize your running backs or your tight ends or whatever. I just got a feeling that on a whole, not just Justin, I just think the offense really doesn't know the plays that they're running anyway. So if we open up the playbook, the question is, can we get our receivers open? If we can't, then I don't know. But I think y'all got a better beat on it than I do because, man.
But it's not just the receivers; it's the tight ends too for short passes.
Oh, absolutely. Every hot. That's like a hot. That's true. But the thing is, the question is, what they're running, even the vanilla stuff that they're running now. I was looking at Justin, like the one ball he got the pick off. Got the pick. It was wild. That other one, he just looked right there and just threw it to the guy. So the question that you got to ask yourself is, does he really understand how that play works? Because we can open up the playbook and do everything, but if he really don't know where his guys are supposed to be, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just speculating.
There's a few plays that I would say that it's so early. I really hate to give criticism of Justin because I know he's development, but I think it's fair to give him some criticism.
Oh, we should,
and not just blame the receivers totally and say they can't get open. That's not totally true. I looked at one play. I think he went to Cole. I can't remember, was it to Cole Komet or whoever it was. But actually on that same play, 2 D-backs, because he was staring his guy down, went to the guy in the middle of the field. But the guy who broke to the outside, I can't think of his name, but he was number 12. Nobody actually stuck that guy, but they saw Justin targeting in on the
Pringle.
one guy. He threw it right there in the middle to that guy. And also he did what Tammy said, at least twice in his game, he did go to a short route to commit. But to me, that play is open all day with the running backs and the tight end. And for some reason, he still does not want the center of the field unless it's a deep ball, that he doesn't really look at targets. But I know he's still learning, so it's kind of hard to criticize him in that. But I just trying to make our criticism balanced because we continue to say, because I've been seeing people saying the line can't block. He had plenty of time.
Yeah,
he had plenty of time to throw the ball.
I could have threw behind that line.
Plenty of time to throw the ball.
Enough time.
Hey, Bernard, anytime we had 40 runs for 281 yards, that's 7 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Anytime an NFL team is going to give you 7 yards a carry, you have to take that. And if you think about it, and we did that with the second team running back. So Montgomery got hurt. There's no way we expected to run the ball that well. So you have to keep on feeding that. The second thing is one of the things that I'm concerned about with Justin Fields is his pocket awareness. He got sacked 5 times today, but if you actually spend some time and look at those, most of those should not have been sacks. He had the ability to step up in the passing lanes. He had a pocket. He had a lot of other things that you were expecting a quarterback to do. So I know I like Justin Fields, but he's got quite a way to go. And again, the question is, are we going to have our entire team go based on how Justin Fields does, or are we looking for the Chicago Bears to win? I'm looking for the latter.
Okay, yeah, Plank. I do want to point out the field awareness thing that I know there's been kind of the field awareness thing. I don't know. I don't believe you could teach that. You just have to have that. It's just one of those things. It's like a running back. It's an instinct, right? You juke a guy on instinct, right? And you know, like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And a good example is he had the one play where actually we thought, me and guy thought his arm was hurt. That guy was closing down on him, and he did not seem like that was about to happen. And the guy was targeting to knock the ball out of his hand. Now, early in the game, I believe it was the first quarter, Justin had a scramble. He almost turned that into a sack, the way he was bouncing in the pocket. But even when he initially stepped up, that field was wide open for almost 10 yards initially, and he bounced back into the pocket and almost ran into a sack, which kind of caused them to run it. But, you know, I'm not trying to, like, piss on Justin Fields today because it was a victory. But he did play like trash today. And I do believe I am getting concerned, to be honest. I am getting concerned that he looks like, man, I hate to say this because people misinterpret it and say I'm saying he a bust. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he looks like a guy that should have fell to the second or third round so he could have gotten time to develop. Unfortunately, he got a bad situation with Nagy, but some of the other stuff that are natural things, it looked like he just don't have it. You know, like he doesn't have pocket awareness. He doesn't seem like he understands what's going on. And he seemed to be, I mean, I know as much as we used to beat Jay Cutler up over there with the pouty face, I swear Fields look like he's over there about to be in tears when something go wrong. And it seemed like the offense just drops at that point. But that's just me. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. What y'all want to talk about as far as the Bears offense before we move over to the defense? But it is
coaching comes into play, bro. Like as a leader amongst men, and you have to be able to get one of your top troops in order, man. When you see that he's erratic or something like that, you got to be able to calm him down. Call plays that'll calm him down, pull him to the side, make him watch a little, you know how they take pictures and show him that the man was open on a certain play. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to kind of get him to, he's young. So of course he's putting a lot of onus on himself. He reads I'm sure he see the headlines and everything like that. I'm sure he's on Twitter and he sees the fans coming at his neck. But you have to be able to get your guy, show him, hey man, look, we're gonna go through the fire together. I'm still gonna call a certain plays. We're going to run this. We're going to do this. Make sure you look left before you look right and hit the guy that's open. You know, like you have to be able to get into his head and make him feel comfortable, man. I still believe in him. I've seen Peyton Manning his rookie year. Matter of fact, his first 2 years was horrible. But they opened the playbook up. He learned it. Hopefully he has, like, you know, some type of IQ to where he can learn these plays. And next season or by the end of this season, we'll say, yeah, he's ready.
You know what? I give you one example. Somebody that was even 10 times worse than Justin Fields as a rookie, and that was Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman looked horrible. And guess what happened? What happened was he was doing the same thing that Justin Fields is doing. He's sitting around there. He's thinking too much. He's looking around. He's won on every level prior to that. So he doesn't know how it feels to be down like that. Now you come to the big boy league, everybody's faster, everybody's better. The question is, how do you get that guy to adjust? Well, if he's so tough, number one, take these doggone plays. If you got pass plays, the quarterback coach got to say, hey, man, look, we don't need 30 yards here. All we need is a quick rip right here. You need to you need to take time, get your reads. Don't stand back in the pocket. Just like Plank said, out of those 5 sacks, he should have avoided 3 of them. One of them was they just came straight through. Somebody missed an assignment, but out of 5 sacks, he should only had like 2 of them. Why? Because he's standing around. That's why I was saying I didn't disagree with you, Tammy, and you guys are and Mo about opening up the playbook. But the question you got to ask yourself is, does he really know the playbook? It makes me kind of think that either he's scared to throw or he doesn't know if he should be throwing, because he's standing back there like 1,002. It's like 4 seconds. He should either ran off or pass, but I don't know, man.
Do the coaches know the playbook? Because what they call
yeah, but the coaches don't play though.
Because I mean, I don't. It's hard for us, to me, to sit up here and say that he wouldn't know the playbook or that he couldn't know the playbook when the play calling hasn't really gotten much better than when it was Nagy. So that's a little frustrating, and open up the playbook, because maybe the plays you are calling aren't working. So try some other plays, because something needs to change. Rotate the plays, see what actually works. They are not calling plays to his strengths. That does not help his confidence. He did finally throw the ball away today, but somebody go tell him that a receiver needs to be in the vicinity. Somebody needs to be there. So tell him when he throw it away, throw it towards somebody. But I was happy to see he threw it away. A quarterback has to have, as much as I dislike certain quarterbacks, and y'all know who it is, quarterbacks have to have a certain amount of cockiness, right?
Yeah.
Quarterbacks cannot be timid.
Yeah.
And right now he's coming off as timid. You don't have to be a jerk like some of them, but you can't be timid. Quarterbacks have to be, cocky.
Yeah, you can't be afraid to make mistakes. I agree with you. You know what? You gotta be able to pull that trigger, right? And making mistakes, even if it's a pick, it helps you develop. It should help you develop, right? Because now maybe this is maybe a look that I shouldn't throw, or I need to place the ball a certain way, right? So turning the ball over early in your career, because I believe Peyton Manning, his rookie year, he might have threw he was close to 30 picks, I believe.
Yeah.
His rookie year. Yeah, he was turning it over he was doing a Jameis Winston his rookie year, but
more picks than touchdowns.
But you know what? That's the difference too of being in a big market and a smaller market is you're criticized every step of the way, right? You could be in a smaller market and make mistakes, and okay, just take Trevor Lawrence as an example. Yeah, okay, it's no big deal. But a Chicago quarterback is being highlighted every time, right? A Chicago quarterback, a New York quarterback. So any mistakes they make or learning, people jumping off ship and all the national people, he's going to have to do a Mitch Trubisky. He's going to have to turn off all, you remember Mitch rookie year? I think it was Mitch turned off all the TVs. He was like, I don't want to hear no criticism. He may have to do that. Yeah, it can't hurt, right? But I like to see
money making Mitch
talking to him on the sideline. I mean,
here's my thing. I don't want to see anybody else talking to him at all, because there may be too many people talking to him right now. Because if you watch his career, and I've watched him since he was on QB1, Justin Fields had the ability to make his own plays. He may be a quarterback right now where they're telling him not to run and just trust the pocket, just stay there and trust the pocket. So if you are talking to him, he's not going to be able to compute everything that's being said, and that's probably why he looks confused. He's had all these different coaches that wants him to play. All of the guys that are really successful in the NFL play their own way, right? From the Brady's to the Rodgers to all of these guys, even the Justin Herberts to the kid in Cincinnati, they let them just go out there. Hey man, if you throw 9 interceptions, damn it, we just got to go on defense 9 times.
I agree.
Hey, can I piggyback on that, man? Because I not say that earlier, B? I think it's too many people talk. What people don't realize, first and foremost, you got to understand 0.1% of the athletes that play in D1 ball or any type of ball are going to make it to the pros. It's hard enough to be a professional athlete as it is. I don't care how great you are. Is the speed much faster in college? Yes, but you have the ability to adjust. But when you got 3, 4, 5 different people telling you stuff and you're trying to do your job and you're trying to do that, I mean, like I said, that's why I say I think that a lot of times he might be thinking way too much. But when we use like an example, like a Tom Brady, TB12, my personal opinion, if Tom didn't go through what he went through in Michigan and being drafted 198th, I don't think he'd be this quarterback. But his whole difference was he was like, I'm going to show you. But 9-10 people could talk to him. He was able to shut them out because all he could see was this: I'm going to be great. And
my only counter argument to that is I don't see anybody talking to him, so I'm not sure who's talking to him. Right? All I see is him just sitting on the bed.
They can talk to him in the helmet. They can talk to him in the helmet.
Oh, that's on the field, but I'm talking about on the sideline. I don't see anybody talking to him. I don't even see receivers sitting next to him. I don't see nobody showing him a pad like, hey, and that could be why, right? I mean, they could have adjusted based off his personality, right? They could just be like, hey, he need time to sit over there, which I do understand that part. But you know what? These Tim Tebow performances ain't gonna get it either. I mean, that's what they look like. They look like Tim Tebow performances. But hey, let's move to the running game. Plank mentioned it early. Khalil Herbert had 20 carries, 157 yards. He was averaging 7.9 a carry. Man, you cannot criticize the offensive line if your running back is getting 7.9 yards a carry. David Montgomery, before he went out, he was I didn't get the yards. Oh, he rushed for three carries for 11 yards, averaging 3.7 yards a carry. So that running game looked like a beast. Hey, anything on the running game? I was disappointed of still the rotation of Tevin Jenkins.
I'm wondering what's up with that.
The running game
was helped by. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, I think the running game was helped by those wide receivers screens or wide receiver handoffs early in the game. EQ ended up getting a 30-yard run, followed by another 50-yard run. So the running game was really working pretty well. So I got no complaints about that, and that's nothing but a tribute to the offensive line.
It looked like EQ is emerging as the top receiver. Honestly, they putting him in like Debo type packages, man.
Exactly.
And that looked good, man. So I mean, I think they could harp off of that. They could feed off of that a lot because, and he was catching them some nice little short passes. So it looked good, and he was turning them into long runs. So maybe they could feed off of that, man, a little bit to keep some of the pressure off of the running backs too, because I don't know how long Monty is going to be out, but Herbert, to me, and I said this earlier, Herbert looks like he should be the starter to me. He makes better decisions as far as finding the holes and the broken down areas in the run game. But I mean, it could just be me, but from the eye test, that's what I see.
Okay. Anybody else on the running game?
As far as Herbert, you know what? Montgomery, they are just two different running styles. I mean, but I just think as far as for what they have here right now, what they're running, I think Herbert's better suited for it. I'm not saying Montgomery's the worst running back or anything, because Montgomery's going to get his. But you see what happened with Herbert. It's like he's just doing whatever he wants to do. And with the offensive line, I didn't get a chance to look at to see if Patrick has a cast on or whatever. But my question is, why isn't Tevin in there? And why don't you move Patrick to the center? I mean, I know if it's not broke, don't fix it, and that's totally fine, But sooner or later, it's going to probably be something that's going to have to be addressed to see what happens. Because if Patrick is in the center, are they going to have Tevin back in there? Or are they going to do this rotational thing?
Yeah, that's strange too.
But hey, was there any update after the game on Demo?
I haven't heard anything, and we probably won't know nothing for sure until tomorrow anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
It didn't look good. He got rolled up, and his leg was kind of stuck up under there. So
I hope it's not a knee problem, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he'd be all right. He played running back for Chicago. He'd be all right.
Let's put some duct tape on it.
Right. Walter Payton played half dead.
Green Bay Tampa is 7-3 right now. But my and Green Bay is winning, but the Tampa holding their own. Hopefully they'll keep it going. But I thought just on the run game, I thought it was nice. I mean, I'm always saying that they need to run the ball.
Right.
And I think predominantly we should run the ball. I just think you also have to mix it up occasionally too. But I thought the running game was great.
Okay. Hey, let's move over to the defensive side of the ball. We had a breakout performance, I think, today by Roquan Smith. Roquan had 16 tackles and 6 solos. He had an Eddie Jackson sighting today. Eddie Jackson had he was involved in 8 tackles and 5 solos. We had also an interception by Roquan Smith. Now, you and Eddie, I don't know how y'all both get interceptions and get tackled by a quarterback in an open field by himself.
No, Roquan's best decision was going down to run the clock out.
Absolutely.
Because
Right.
if you look at that Cleveland and Jets game last week, the Jets scored 2 touchdowns within 30 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the best thing for hey, we in good field position. We got Santa Claus. We can kick the field goal and win the ball game and just run the clock out because Houston only had like 1 timeout left. But you ain't have to go score right now. So that was one of the better things. I know I was hard on Roquan last week. I'm still hard on him because he still looks out of shape just a tad bit. It looks like he gained some weight or whatever. He was able to run around and make some tackles, but then again, this is Houston that we were playing. But a win is a win. I mean, you tackling what's his name and such and so. You know, we need that. Yeah, man, you needed a program in order to watch today's game. Man.
Yeah.
Like, all right, all I'm gonna say is I give the defense probably a C minus. Secondary looked horrible. Yeah, we were missing a few cats. What's his name? Vildor, trash. Jones looked trash. We had if Lovey kind of did us a favor when he took Pierce out the game, because Pierce was actually killing us. We couldn't generate a pass rush. Granted, Roquan was the savior. We looked good in the fourth quarter. I'm gonna say that, and that's why I gave him a C minus, and that's generous. So.
And see, that's my thing. I feel like the defense didn't really show up until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But you know what? Am I reserved on Roquan? I'm gonna reserve my son. I know it kind of sounds crazy, but until he gets in shape, because he's not able to shed a lot of blocks and do stuff now because he's tired. But don't matter. I mean, but once he gets in shape, I mean, you think about it. I mean, a lot of teams are smart enough to know it's like, yeah, dude ain't in 100% shape, but we need to block this dude, take him out the game. Don't matter how bad he did, he can have a horrible game, but he gets the pick and gets us a field goal. So you gotta give him his props.
You know,
let me be clear. I'm not mad at Roquan. I'm not mad at Roquan's performance. I'm not even mad at Eddie Jackson. But the defense as a whole,
horrible.
At one point, y'all probably didn't see my post. Well, I know Bernard saw my post, but at one point, until through the third quarter, I was like, man, the offense was running through the defense like there was a $5.
Yeah.
$5 what? $5 what? What's $5? You like you want
$3.
$5 long time.
$5 foot long, man.
Hey, what you got, Blake?
Yeah, as far as the defense, no interior pressure. I think that's going to be a problem that we're going to have the entire year. As far as our interior linemen, Robert Quinn, Armin Watts, Angelo Blackstone. The only reason I mentioned that name is we probably didn't hear that name called the entire game. All 3 of those guys combined for 3 tackles in the entire game. I thought Roquan Smith did a better job, although you can tell he's out of position trying to play that wheel linebacker. So he still doesn't know exactly where he's supposed to be and what position he's supposed to be. So a lot of times you see him making tackles 10 yards down the field. From a defensive standpoint, we did force the 2 fumbles. We didn't recover. We got 2 interceptions. But the fact that they were able to run the ball down our throats all day, I gave the defense a D+.
Oh, come on. You guys are great.
You said a D+, Mike?
D+.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, hey, as far as the defense, I thought the defense could not stop the run today. That's going to be a problem. The interior didn't do anything until actually that one play where Robinson, and I can't think of who the other guy was, they got the sack right up the middle.
Jones.
Robert Quinn, we got to go back to our conversation from 2 seasons ago. Robert Quinn is stealing again. His name has not been called through 3 games. He shows up today with 1 tackle. He's not forcing the ball in. I'll be coming to you, Mike, in a second.
No, I'm just counting. I'm counting up something.
Okay, and that's valid about Roquan is he does still look sluggish. As great as the stats look on him for 16 tackles and also the interception, he was very key to the victory today. But also, he only had 6 solos, which actually probably mean, like Plank said, most of those tackles were up the field because other people were able to assist in those tackles. As a linebacker in the run play, your value is stopping the ball carrier at the point of attack, shooting a gap, not when they get to you, when they 4 or 5 yards up the field, because that means that team is averaging 5 or 6 a pop. So he does have to get, you could tell, in better shape so he could actually close on plays. Because I did see a few plays in the fourth where he kind of looked like the old Roquan, where he kind of closed in and you knew he hit the guy. So right there, it looked like he just playing himself in game shape. But the defensive backs were horrible. I'm going to give the Bears defense a D, and they were saved by turnovers that they made. Because other than that, went for the turnovers, it would probably be like an F.
Can I jump in real quick?
Oh yeah, Mo.
Roquan, y'all know he came to the game late. Well, he came in the game late. He had a hip injury.
Hip injury.
So I'm a kind of back up off of him, but he is out of shape though. He looks out of shape. It's like he was preserving his energy for the fourth quarter. And that's not good.
I'm gonna tell y'all what. I'm tired of every game having to hear about Roquan Smith's contract. At some point, shut up, play the game. I don't want to have to hear about Roquan talking about his contract, the announcers, the fans. At some point, he's still getting paid over $9 million a year.
Roquan wasn't talking about his contract. It was the announcers.
No, those are the announcers.
I don't want to hear it.
So that's them. That ain't him. That's them.
I got something real quick.
When he misses a tackle, do they give him money back?
Yeah, him and Eddie Jackson.
Did they do that to Eddie Jackson and a whole bunch of other people that were like?
No, Eddie was playing pro bono for a while.
If that's the case, he got a debt from a few years.
All right, guys. I got something real quick.
We got sharecropping debt.
I got something real quick. For everybody who gave the Bears a passing grade because of the fourth quarter, I'm gonna give you guys enough time to get your grade back so you can fail them, right? Yeah. Because in 3 games, Houston is the worst team in the NFL in the fourth quarter.
Fact.
Yeah,
they never scored.
So it's 30. They're 30-0 in the fourth quarter. So do you guys want to get your, like as Tammy said, do you guys want to get your money back and go for an F, or what do you guys want to do right now? I'm just saying, it wasn't that we were saving energy to the fourth quarter. This team is just terrible in the fourth quarter. They stopped running the guy that was killing us.
Man, bro, I don't understand that.
So
I didn't get my grade. I was gonna give him an F. And the
thanks, Lovey.
And the reason why you're welcome. But
he won the game.
But yeah, they will. Right. But you know,
they're gonna get a passing grade.
And I know it's not easy to just come in and play a bad team and just blow them out and stuff like that. But they could have looked a whole lot better against that offense, man. That defense. Kendall Vildor, they threw two. That dude, exactly. They threw 2 passes his way, and he was just there. And the one guy, the time he got it, the guy missed it. I was like, "Thank you, Jesus." But you could just tell Jalen Johnson being out was a big deal on that side of the ball. They just kept picking on him. Kyler did better. He missed a couple tackles, but guys are still not really tackling like that. They supposed to put the pimp hand down these dudes, man. I got to give them an F, man, regardless, because you played a team that was as bad, not worse than you, and they took care of us all the way up until the last minute. So that's
listen, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. So how Plank always chooses the Bears 2-0 in every game. I'm gonna get them an F until they start tackling. I mean, we're going back 2-3 seasons where these guys are like standing in the hole and don't. Hey, if Pierce hit that circle on the joystick one more time on the spin moves, I was just like, Jesus, you know he about to do it.
I know.
They're
I
like,
got to bring the joystick back. I got to bring the joystick back.
Oh man, he was hitting the circle spin button on him so bad. I was just like, God, golly. What's my man? The DB, he hit him so bad. I was just like,
that spin move.
You just like take your
that
name.
Was that was the rook, man.
Yeah, that was
the rook.
Yeah,
he hit him up. I was like,
But look, man, y'all can't do that, man. They replacements. The whole team. This is a trial period, man. The whole team is on a trial run. Nobody has a long-term contract besides like Eddie Jackson. But this is a trial period. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because of that, man.
I'm not gonna give him an F. I'm not gonna give him an F. The defense was terrible the whole game. I was complaining about the defense the whole game. I thought they sucked. I'm a defense-minded girl. I hate the way that they look. But you know how when you were in school and you were failing? Well, I don't, because I was you had those people who were in school and they were failing, they were struggling, they weren't quite gonna make it, and the teacher gave them extra credit just to let them skate on by.
That was the fourth quarter.
Roquan's game-winning interception is their extra credit, because without that they would not have won.
Well, on the other end, though, Tammy, since you are the Six Sigma woman and you're the woman that's got the skills, your prerequisite for an employee is they have to be an expert at Excel.
Well, we ain't talking about my employees. They can.
I know, but my point is this: when you put out the call saying, in order for me to pay you this $50,000, you have to be an expert. You come into the interview, I come into the interview and show, oh yeah, you're like, okay, good, I hire you. You get me doing important spreadsheet and I screw it up. Guess what? You're not gonna say, well, you know what? Maybe you could have done a little. It's like, dude, you put on your resume that you was an expert in this. I needed this, and it's made me look bad in front of some investors. You got to go. So the moral of the story is, if you expect me to know it, like as a professional player, good, bad, or different, if you sign a contract, you're supposed to know what you're doing.
But this W that y'all so happy about wouldn't have happened without that interception.
Oh, yeah, you know what?
That's true. That's true.
You know, early in that game, Houston was going in for another touchdown, and I believe it was actually Vildor.
Tyler Gordon.
No, I think it was Vildor. He tipped the pass, and it was picked off by Eddie Jackson.
Eddie Jackson.
Right. Yeah,
and that
Eddie
was
Jackson sighting.
Yeah, so that was a turnover created by the defense, and offensively they wasn't going to be able to overcome that score, because I think at that point they would have went down by 2 scores at that point, because I think the game at that time it was 10-14 at that time. I may be incorrect.
Hey, don't forget Eddie Jackson actually forced a fumble too.
He
actually had a good game.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not gonna give the team an F if they win. It might not be best or whatever, but if the goal is for you to win and you do it, you got to get some points for that.
Hey, Blake, at my school, I got 3.0 students who still get on probation. I'm just saying.
Hey, you know, I'm sorry. Let's go back. Somebody say probation. We didn't grade the offense today. Anybody got grades for the offense before we move to the coaching? And hold on, let me go backwards. I'd like to thank everybody who's watching us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch TV today. What's the grades on the offense? I know we talked about the offense, but I don't think anybody gave a grade on the offense other than Mo.
I gave him a C.
You gave him a C?
What?
I give the offense a B. The offensive line did a good job blocking, coming off the ball. They controlled the clock. The running game was on. Again, this is the most yards we've gotten running the ball since 1984.
Who was our running back then?
Plank, they want you to give a total offensive grade, Plank. A total
offensive grade.
Well, I still gave them a B. They won. I'm taking the W.
Knock his drink out his hand. Whatever he got over there.
Drink your jam, guy.
I'm going C.
C minus.
You going C?
I go
Because
C
the
minus.
passing
C
game
minus.
was an F, and the running game was an A. So if you combine the average out, you got to give them a C, man.
The reason why I give them a C minus is because they were just playing the Houston Texans. I'm just worried next week when we go play the Giants. If we play like that against the Giants and the Giants are as real as they look, we could be in some trouble with that type of offense. But I'll give them a C minus on the overall.
You just said the Giants as real. Look at you.
Nah, bro.
I said if, but hey.
The Giants don't have offense. They got a good defense.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've seen a whole lot of teams. I saw a Tampa Bay team that I saw a Tampa Bay team average almost 14 points a game and win a Super Bowl too with that defense. So
yeah, I get an offense. I get offense at C because of the passing game. I get a running game at A, but that they got an F out of the passing game. But it's ironic that as much criticism that people were giving the offensive line all season, they look like they're one of the better units on the team right now to me.
They look
I don't know, maybe it's just me, but they look like one of the better units. To me, looking at their offense of line, they look like they're improving each week. And it looks like once, Gessie get in, not Gessie, but what's the center name? Luke. No, it's not Luke. What's the
who ours?
Lucas Patrick.
Lucas Patrick. I'm sorry.
They're playing guard though. Didn't they have Mustafa in the middle?
They moved. Yeah.
They may have to make a decision on there because actually Sam Mustafa actually looking pretty decent this year at center. So I don't know.
Play.
Oh yeah, you know what? What is this? They did the same thing last week. They fumbled a snap on the very first play of the game last week, didn't they? And then they fumbled a snap again this week on the first play of the game. So I don't know. They got to work on that center quarterback exchange. Hey, let's move to special teams real quick. Oh, Tammy, go ahead.
I got to give my grade. I'm a little torn about this because I understand Keith's point. I understand everybody's point too. But I'm a little torn. But the running game was on point. That was great. Komet caught 2 key passes. Key passes when needed, and they need to utilize him more. Hopefully, they continue to develop him. But he did catch 2 key passes when needed. The offensive line was good. Justin Fields was terrible. The wide receivers were terrible. So it's kind of hard. And to get that guy's point, they were playing the Texans. So I'm gonna give them a C+.
Okay, C+.
That's ain't that a
Mike, did you give a grade?
Did I? No, because you said C+. I started thinking about a computer program, not a grade.
There's another plus in there, though.
C++. That's not what I'm giving them. I'm trying to tell you. I'm about to do Stephen A. Smith. Let me tell you something. Because the running game was on point. The passing game with Justin Fields looks just like the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott. I'm just trying to tell you. And the receivers, man, those dudes couldn't get open if they were in the minefield. But at the end of the day, they get a D from me because they were playing the Houston Texans. I mean, that says it all right there. Like, we were playing a high school we were playing a college JV team and barely won.
The Bears perspective.
But again, they say any given Sunday for a reason because the Colts beat Kansas City.
And the Bills lost to Miami in my game.
At the end of the day, they are pros, man.
Hold on. Houston has lost 3 games by a total of 6 points.
Fact.
Give me a
I was just
no, they haven't lost. They tied a game.
They tied 1, and then they lost.
Well, they have not won
Denver.
3 games. How about that?
Yeah, they tied a game. So they have a history of losing or tying. They was about to take the Bears down that rabbit
hate
hole.
for y'all to be my parents and my grandparents. I'd be like, nah, I got a C in physics. Yay. She'd be like, no, you need to get out the house, boy.
Hey, bro. But
my
you know
mama
what?
wouldn't have been happy with a C We don't get participation award.
But real talk though, Plank, there is
He's
no
ready
W
to
in a Houston or Texan right now. So
Hey, we beat the 49ers, man. What you talking about? We beat the 49ers first week, and we was out there like, yeah, what's up? And then against Houston, we just...
she being them. She got that look on her face. She must be looking at the Green Bay Tampa Bay game.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah, it's
they
14-3, but they just turned Aaron Rodgers just turned the ball over. They recovered it in the end zone.
Okay. Hey, this week I was listening to the score, and I'm gonna quote Patrick Manley as we move to special teams. He said Ebner should not be back there as a kickoff returner. He should not be back there. Teams are using a strategy on them of not kicking the ball. Most teams are going to kick the ball out the end zone because they don't want a return from you. They're kicking the ball short of the end zone because they know he's not going to get back to the 25-yard line. So he's actually catching the ball on the 2 or 3 yard line and still barely getting to the 20, which is kind of weird because he actually, I believe, has speed. But he's running back there, chopping his feet as a kickoff returner. And so teams are just kicking the ball short, knowing that because they want him to return the ball. So the Bears going to have to take him from out there because he's giving them nothing as far as the kickoff return game. He's actually giving them bad field position on kickoff.
Every time.
Every time. I mean, he's just piling up stats to pad his numbers, because you get guys that do that. They'll just pad their numbers, and then because you don't get a lot of kickoff returns in the NFL. So a guy, he gets to grabbing balls and he's running them out and he's padding his stats. But as far as that said, any grades or anything on the special teams today?
I know we're supposed to give a whole grade to the special teams, but I ain't doing it. It's like I said in our text when we were talking. Ain't nothing special about our special teams.
Yeah.
Nope, not at all.
Special teams gets an F. Carlos Santos gets an A. He's separate. It's like a business leader that I used to support. He didn't like anybody in finance except me. He was like, I can't stand finance, but Tammy finance is okay. Special teams suck. Santos gets an A.
Okay, well,
Santa Claus.
Bears
Santos
win 23-20.
I'll give Santos an A. Special teams, I have to agree with you. They did suck. They gave up a first down on a punt, which was kind of crazy. Their returns were pretty terrible. But because of Santos, I'm still going to give him a C. He brings it up to a passing grade. And again, we won the game.
Yeah. Special team also, to add to what you're saying, playing. I'm not liking the Bears punt coverage on special teams. They're not getting down there fast enough. They're allowing too many returns to actually get yardage. And also, when the Bears actually are receiving punts, it's starting to happen now where it's too many balls that are fielded, between the 10 and the goal line constantly, where either the kickoff, the punt return guy is either not, he's letting the ball either go over his head or he's fielding the ball there versus those touchbacks. So you're starting to see that a lot in these 3 games with the special teams. So with that said, I give the special teams, it gets up to the C because Santos actually kicked 3 field goals that I think one was over 50 yards and the other ones were close to 50 yards. And it was kind of windy out there today. What you got, Quick?
I'm going to do like everybody else. I'm going to break down the special teams grade. So I'm just going to get it just because I can, Santa Claus got ho-ho-hos. You know what I'm talking about?
Aaron Cole.
Yeah, in different area. He gets an A. But, dude, watching that kickoff return, and what's crazy, I hate to say it, I was a really good kickoff return guy and a punt returner because I was scared as hell. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm trying to run and get away from these dudes.
There you go.
It's like he trying to run into them. Like, I'm dipping and diving, juking, and trying to get. Man, you got 11 dudes coming to knock your head off, and you just tiptoeing. Ain't no way. No. So I'm gonna go A for my man Santa Claus, and we'll give everybody else F. I mean, it's so, hey, but like Plank will say, we won the game, people.
We played to win the game.
And wait,
Right.
I just want to point something out to y'all. Being the mathematician, accountant, finance person that I am, an A and an F don't always equal a C. Because if you could have 100, if your F is like a 20,
Oh yeah. Ooh.
that don't average to a C.
No.
My F is a 1.
No, yours is a 2. It's a FU.
No, we got kids on here.
Yours
Look.
is
I
algebraic.
am a very educated, oriented individual. If I just didn't do this, I can let you do the math on this one. We got kids.
Yeah, but yours is
Santa's
an algebraic equation. It's a letter and a number. F.
Yeah, because it's like music. If you don't
F-U-2.
C sharp, you B flat. So let me get this. Look, I'm not going to even put him on the special team. Santos gets his own little grade. The Santos grade is an A squared.
Oh,
Special teams.
Hey, anybody else on the grades for special teams? You know, I wish we had more time. I just made a joke saying we played to win the game, and I wish we had more time to talk about the Herm Edwards firing yesterday, because it was interesting.
Ridiculous.
Some of the stuff that came out of that story, but I don't want to stray too far off into that particular situation. Hey, but let's look at everybody on the panel. Look at this.
Wait, did Mo get a grade?
Yeah,
I agree with everybody. They play horrible. The only person who played good was Santos, and y'all know how critical I was of him on week 1. But
yeah, you was.
I would like to apologize to Santos.
No, he sucked. You don't need to apologize.
Everybody else,
man.
He was
everybody
playing
else
in
is
the
trash.
rain.
Right, he didn't get a
The
chance
ball
to use
was
his
slippery.
towel.
Listen, you play to
The
win
ball
the
was
game,
slippery.
right? Even in the rain. So there's no excuses. But Santos played good. Everybody else was trash. So I'm gonna give him a D. I'm gonna give him a D.
Okay, a D. Hey, let's look at some of the bragging rights right now. Everybody's doing pretty good. Jay is 3-0. I'm sorry, Jay wasn't able to make the game today. Make the broadcast today. I'm not sure if Jay was at the game. I know he's a season ticket holder, and I know he's also celebrating his 28th anniversary. Him and his wife Keisha. Congratulations and happy anniversary, Jay. Jay is 3-0. Guy 2-1. Quick 2-1. I'm 2-1. Tammy 2-1. Plank 2-1. Mo, I'm sorry, I forgot to change yours.
Mo be 2-1. Yeah.
And Christian is 2-1. Did I get you quick? Yeah, I got you quick. So we 4-pounder. Let me share some of these scores right quick.
Wait, I just want to say one thing. I think Jay should be 0 because he should get a -3 just for picking the Packers. That's like reneging. That's like reneging in space.
It's phase,
You should get another -3 for being an Ohio State fan.
Hey, we had quick had the Bears winning 23-14. Guy had the Bears winning 28-23. Jay had the Bears winning 20-16. I had the Bears winning 14-10. Plank had the Bears winning 26-17. Tammy had the Bears winning 20-17. Tammy was closest. Christian had the Bears winning 21-7. And Mo, I didn't have your score.
Mine was 19-16.
19-16. Okay, yeah, you was pretty close to this.
Yeah, the Bears going to whatever. I'm trying to see who you picked to win now.
I picked the Bears.
Okay, all right.
Well,
now that we know they won, yeah.
Hey, Bernard. But Bernard, you know what? Because you used a Herm Edwards quote, we might have to give you a -1 too. You heard about Herm Edwards got fired by Arizona State.
Right.
And it was so bad that his coaching staff was giving intel and plays away to the opposition.
Right. Right. That's what I said.
That's
I heard
horrible.
the story. I didn't want to, because that story is so interesting within itself that I didn't really want to. That's one of the stories you brought up. You couldn't stop talking about it.
I had to
almost,
read
right?
it twice. Like, for real?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bad situation right there when you're giving up game plans to the opponents to get the coach fired. But we got a victory Sunday. The Bears win 23-20. And who's the next opponent?
The
New
Giants.
England.
At,
I mean,
G-Men.
New York.
New York Giants. What'd you have, Plank?
Nothing. I just had the victory sign up
muscles.
Oh, okay.
there. Yeah.
That's a vocal.
You're part Vulcan.
Okay, for Star Trekies, man, that
Okay,
was the Vulcan symbol, man.
Live long and prosper. There you go.
So did the Giants win today or do
They playing the Cowgirls later.
Yeah, they put
on Monday.
Oh,
Monday night.
Monday night? Okay. We may actually be going to face them as a 4-0 team. I mean, that was one of the teams.
3-0 team.
3-0.
Yeah. it'd be
Three.
good.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes, a
it'd be
3-0
3-0.
team. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could be facing them as a 3-0 team, with the Cowboys. I mean, that's definitely one of the teams. I don't know if they're going to flame out later, but I believe they're more of a defensive team than an offensive team.
And they got Saquon.
Saquon. Yeah, they got Saquon.
Yeah.
That's
And we'll
all
be
they
having
need.
problems stopping the run, right?
Yeah.
We got to do the same thing to them that they gonna do to us.
Yeah.
Since
Sure,
we
they got
playing
problems.
to win the game.
They got problems stopping the run on both sides of the ball.
Hey, I think the last time we played the Giants was Saquon. I believe he was injured in that game, early in that game, and I think it was a season-ending injury when we played them.
Yeah.
That sound about right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, but the next game, is it a Sunday game or is it a Monday night game? What you got, guy? I know it's right behind you.
October 2nd is.
It sounds like Monday.
Sunday. That's Sunday.
It's Sunday?
That's Sunday.
Yep,
Yep.
it is Sunday.
Okay. So we'll see everybody on Friday night, approximately about 8 o'clock with our prediction. We appreciate everybody who tuned in today to watch Bears Banter as we had another victory Sunday. It might have been an ugly win, but an ugly win is a good win as well. Thank everybody for watching. Peace.
Peace.